Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sadaf Future Architect Wali, and I am the part of Rehan School Teachers Training Batch 22. And today I have been given the task to give a review on a speech of Sugata Mitra on the topic of future of learning, which he gave on TED Talk. And I'll start by his first slide, and it was his last slide. He used it during the speech first, and it had 4 points. I'll discuss one by one. And first point was introduce internet. Second is teach them complex thinking and complex systems. Third is divide curriculum in parts. And fourth one is allow internet in exams. First point is about introducing internet. We need to let children understand what the internet is and how they should use it. The second point is teach them complex thinking. It is that when uh, kids look at something and they want to know about it, then they should understand it from all aspects. What is it and why is it, and how it works. And the third is divide curriculum in parts. Dividing curriculum in parts is very important because we can divide it like our life skills, and there will be some things we should it's good to know about those things, and there will be a few things which will be only important for preparing for exams. And then comes allow internet in exams is giving them the independence of going through every information, and it focuses on not memorization. It gives them independence of thinking. So after going through all these 4 points, uh, kids will go towards reading. They will start reading, and this is the crux of all this speech, that when kids start reading, they go towards understanding. Then there is some one who is an invisible teacher. And who is this invisible teacher? This is invisible teacher is the kid himself. He learns through reading, and he understands the things, and he is the teacher himself. It is a self-organized system through which he learns himself. So first, at the start of this video, I thought that the teacher, there is no need of the teacher. But when I went through till the end, I got the point that no, teacher's role has been changed from controlling to a supporting agent. Now let's move towards research of Sugata Mitra. This research is that he did a hole in the wall, and it was 1999. He did it in India. He did a hole in the wall and installed computers in that wall. He saw that these are the kids who didn't know what this machine is, and they didn't know how to use it. They didn't know how to read and write English. They didn't know any other thing. But they started using this computer in a few days, and they started playing games on it, and they also learned English because the computer was in only English language. That's why they had to learn English too. They also learned some scientific concepts as well. It surprised Sugata Mitra that kids learn so much themselves. They didn't need any teacher. He was just looking at them how they react at that time. To prove his research, he again and again did it in so many countries. And for this research, he had four conditions. One was heterogeneous groups, and the second was no adult supervision, and the third was big shared screens. And the fourth was that the environment should be safe and public. They should be in a safe and public space. Heterogeneous groups are very important here because the age group should be different. The ages of the kids in a group should be different so that they react differently. Or no adult supervision means that teacher will leave the control, but he will be supportive there too. So I conclude that in they should be in a group, they will use internet, and they will learn with independence. Here I recall my own example in PhD computer sciences, that when I bought a computer, Windows was already installed in it. It was very difficult for me to learn how to install the window. But when I did it myself, I tried it for 2 to 3 times, and finally I became successful in installing window. I learned it myself, and after it I again installed different software applications on my computer myself. I learned it myself. No one taught me. It proves that Sugata Mitra is uh, saying right. So now, if we see in this environment, kids use mobiles. If you give a mobile to a kid, he starts using it. He starts learning it. He opens YouTube. He learns how to use it. He opens the videos of his own interest. So kids can learn whatever they want. He gave it a name, self organized learning environment. I also want to give another example from the nature, and that's the gives of goose uh, taken by Gango. These goose is a natural example. They go in a self organized system, they go in a V formation, and who taught them? There is someone who taught them. They did it themselves. Another example of in our environment is traffic signals. Where I have seen so many times that when a traffic signal is out of order, a traffic becomes in a chaos. And after a few minutes, it starts going smoothly. It's another example of self-organized. People start organizing themselves in that environment. Giving access to internet during exams also reminds me another example of myself. It was an open book exam during my MBA studies. There were a couple of teachers who used to give us the opportunity to do an open book exam, and I must say that it was so much fruitful and beneficial in terms of giving results. The results were outstanding, more better. They were better than the memorization, because we as students used to uh, push our energies in the memorization of the terms and concepts. But when there were open books, we started using our energy towards the solutions of the problems. Another concept that Sugata Mitra mentioned is a granny cloud. Granny cloud is very important in the whole speech because granny cloud is the one concept which changed all of my mind. The teacher's role has been totally changed from controlling to supporting and motivating. Granny Cloud, when I saw him talking about Granny Cloud, I started searching it, and I went through its website as well. I'm giving the link of his website in the description as well. So if you want to look at it, you can do it. Granny Cloud is a website, and there are so many old people who interacts with a big group of children of different ages. They engage them in conversations, they tell them stories, they explore big questions, and there is no control. They only support and motivate the kids. Granny Cloud is a website which uh, had been left working before 4 to 5 years, but I think it's again going to be functional, and you can check on it. My own point of view on Sugata Mitra's video is that this speech is a question mark on our educational system. We focus on memorization and memorization of the concepts, and we ask kids to be quiet and just follow the instructions, whereas the kids need to think, they should question, and they learn themselves. They can learn more than our expectations if we trust them. We must adopt a balanced approach, and this balanced approach will give them independence, and with guidance and trust they will flourish more. The role of a teacher here is very important, because kids can go off track. They can waste their time. They don't know what is important, what is unimportant for them. So the role of teacher is very important here. Mitra repeatedly say a term, how they did it. uh, Here I must say that wish is a concept, and I learned it by my mentor Umar Raza. He's a very good trainer, and he used to say that if someone doesn't wish to do something, he will not do it. Willingness is very important in doing something. So there is a question in my mind, and I don't have the answer yet. Does it apply on 100% of kids? Are 100% of kids willing to learn how computer works? Oh, I don't have the answer yet. Now, again, how did they do it? Uh, it was I again input here the example of the nature gift of goose. Goose in a V formation, and the leader goose lead the whole flock, and whenever he feels tired, he goes back, and the other goose takes his place. This formation teach us the teamwork. They support each other. They are in a group. They are in different ages. There are kids goose and there are older goose as well. They work in a team, and all this is, I think, an example of self-organized learning in the nature. When these birds can do it, then why not the human can? Human is an honored creature above all creatures. Oh, humans think, humans question, humans search for answers, and most importantly, human has a curiosity. If we look at something, he want to know what is this, why is this, and how it works. We also have a social learning system. We learn by watching, and there is an other example of learning by watching. It's of Habil and Kabil. When Kabil murdered his brother, and he didn't know what to do with his dead body, then he saw a crow who was uh, burying another crow under the soil, and he did it same by learning a crow with his brother. Finally, I'll say that we also learn by negotiations as well. Now, being the highest creatures, we have the ability to learn, but we are given certain guidelines as well to follow while reaching towards our goals. That's it. Thank you.